Throne of Atlantis was a Justice League animated movie which mainly focused on Aquaman and the Kingdom of Atlantis. It was about the Cold War between the surface dwellers and the Atlantians, in which Arthur Curry, who was the Aquaman, was supposed to prevent it with the help of the Justice League members. This animation was way better than the live-action movie of Aquaman, and that is why today we shall talk about all the Justice League members who featured in the movie, and all the ocean dwellers, both antagonists and the Justice Seekers who were also present in the film. We shall also look at the people who voiced the characters and discuss a little about who they are, where they are, and how old they are in 2025. Let us begin with Aquaman, who also goes by the name Arthur Curry. In this movie, he was the fierce and noble leader of the undersea realms of Atlantis, and also a key member of the Justice League. As an Atlantean, he was stronger and tougher than ordinary human beings, and could also breathe underwater as well as on land. He was also a king with superhuman agility, as was seen when he battled with his brother and Black Manta with barely any help. And with telepathy, he was almost undefeatable, as he was also blessed with the power to communicate and command any sea creature in existence. He also wielded the powerful trident of Poseidon, which was laced with great magical powers which could take any man and god down, including Superman. One of the greatest kings, voiced by Matt Lanter, an American actor and model who began his modeling career in 2004, and is now blessed with one child and a wife called Angela Stacy. Batman needs no introduction. He is the caped crusader and the Gotham Knight who is both the richest man and the heroic figure in Gotham. In this movie, he was not necessarily the main character, but was one of the Justice League members who helped Aquaman in preventing the war between the surface dwellers and the Atlanteans. He was a tall and very muscular man in a heavily armed suit, and undoubtedly the bravest man in Justice League. He never laughed throughout the film, and was a no-nonsense man who strictly meant business. A man with combat skills and an armored automobile, Batman helped so much by fighting and defeating most of the rogue Atlanteans who wanted to start a war. He was voiced by Jason O'Mara, who is an Irish-American actor that also appeared in the cancelled TV show known as Terra Nova and the Marvel show called S.H.I.E.L.D. Hal Jordan, aka the greatest Green Lantern in all the Milky Way, is mostly known as the Air Force pilot from Coast City who was chosen by the Ring to become its next bearer. In this film, he was also a part of the peace negotiators who worked with the Justice League to prevent a war that was raging. We first saw him flirting with a woman and asked for her number. But before she gave him the digits, he was called by the Flash to join them and discuss what to do next with the impending war. They all traveled to Atlantis as peacemakers, and Hal was seen to be dazzled by how mighty and beautiful Atlantis really was. He was voiced by Nathan Fillion, a Canadian and an American actor who I always confuse with Pedro Pascal because they truly resemble each other. He played Richard Castle in Castle, and is a dual citizen of both Canada and the USA. Captain Marvel, who is mostly recognized as Shazam due to copyright issues with the Marvel character, was also a part of the Justice League Peacemakers, and was always seen in his heroic form throughout the film. Due to the seriousness of the film, he didn't crack jokes, as is his personality, and was always seen following orders given by Arthur and Bruce. By shouting his name, he was transformed into a godlike hero with the powers of divine origin, and was given super strength, speed, durability, enhanced intelligence, physical and magical invulnerability. He was also a skilled combatant, and his uncorrupted will was just like that of Superman. He was voiced by Sean Astin, who we mostly recognize in The Goonies playing the role of Mikey Walsh, and also Samwise Gamgee in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Flash was a middle-aged hero from Central City, and was also a part of the Peacemaking Justice Committee. He was a hero known for his unbelievable speeds, and was the one who was sent to gather the Justice League members to go to Atlantis. He was a key member of the group with powers like super speeds, and was actually the fastest man alive. He could also generate whirlwinds by rotating his arms at an incredible rate or by running in circles, and was also a powerful being who could vibrate his molecules at tremendous speeds, allowing him to pass through solid objects. This version of the Flash was voiced by Christopher Gorham, who is an American actor, and you can definitely remember him playing the role of Henry Grubstick in the ABC show called Ugly Betty. Now he's married ever since 2000 and is blessed with 2 boys and 1 daughter. Superman was another member of the Justice League who joined in the Peaceful Resolution Committee. He is the last son of Krypton and a very important hero in the film. He was seen in some fight scenes at the end of the show where peace was not part of the agenda. With some of his iconic abilities like super strength, flight, heat vision, and invulnerability, he played a huge role in stopping what was going to be one of the greatest wars Atlantis had ever seen. A Kryptonian version voiced by Jerry O'Connell, a television show host and an American actor who started his acting in the late 90s, and is now married and blessed with 4 kids. Cyborg was a mixture of machine technology and a former teenage football player known as Victor Stone, and was also a part of the Justice League. In the movie, he was rarely seen and heard, but was a key member of the Peacemakers. His upgrades gave him superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and flight, and was also made with a mechanically enhanced body made of titanium and a rare type of metal known as vanadium. His body was again powered with an alien technology known as the Mother Box, which initially originated from a planet called New Genesis. He was also the mind of the group and was known to have an IQ of 170. Voiced by Shamar Franklin Moore, a man known for his role as Derek Morgan in Criminal Minds and Sergeant Daniel Hondo in SWAT. And now to the main antagonist known as Urm, or the Ocean Master, and was the son of Atlanta and the evil half-brother of Aquaman. He was the second child of Atlanta, and was the one who wanted to start a war with the surface dwellers with the help of the Black Manta. And ever since he knew that his mother had an affair with the surface dweller known as Tom Curry, he hated her so much, and even took her throne as the new Atlantean king and ruler. He was a cruel and an entitled person, who wanted to destroy the very being of Aquaman because he said he believed that Arthur was not a complete Atlantean, and did not necessarily have the rights as the ruler of Atlantis. And even though he ruled over many people, his only ally was Black Manta, who also helped him with his own selfish intentions. An antagonist voiced by Sam Witwer, who is an American actor and voice actor, and can also be seen in other DC movies and series like Smallville and Supergirl, and also played the role of Crashdown in Battlestar Galactica. Lex Luthor was a billionaire and the founder of LexCorp Industries, and even in the throne of Atlantis, his hate for Superman was everlasting. We saw him after the Ocean Master was defeated and imprisoned in Belle Reve prison, and was heard offering him a proposal and a way out. He was a man of a genius-level intellect, and was one of the smartest people in the world. With his warsuit, he could go toe-to-toe with Superman and win with the help of kryptonite. But in this film, he was not the main antagonist, but just a supporting character. He was voiced by the famous Steve Blum, who is an American voice actor, and we also discussed him in The Legend of Korra, where he voiced the character called Amon, and was also responsible for voicing Heat Blast and Ghost Freak in the Ben 10 franchise. Black Manta was an ally of the Ocean Master, and was known to use him for his own personal gain. He was the one who advised both the Ocean Master and Queen Atlanta to start a war with the surface people, but after the Queen refused, he used missiles to attack Atlantis and framed the surface people for the attack. His main intentions were to claim Atlantis treasures for himself. His greed came to an end when the Ocean Master was defeated, and a megalodon shark bit him by the order of the king. He was voiced by Harry Lennox, who is an actor who mostly plays in science fiction movies and series, and an example is the TV show known as The Dollhouse. Mera was a powerful sorceress from Atlantis and the former guardian of Queen Atlanta. She was Aquaman's lover with abilities such as physiology, aquatic respiration, which means she could breathe underwater. She had superhuman strength and could take on enemies 5 times her size. She was durable and could withstand high pressures and physical damages, and could also manipulate water through Atlantean magic. Dr. Shin was a professor of theoretical marine biology. We first saw him on TV talking about his belief in Atlantis. Then later Tom Curry wrote to him and asked for his help to prove that his son could be a half-Atlantean. Atlanta is the queen we keep mentioning, and was both the mother of Arthur and Urm. She always chose peace over vengeance, and some people like his son Orm saw it as weakness. And during the film, her life was taken by the Ocean Master. Sarah Charles was a scientist at Star Labs who helped in saving Cyborg's life, and during the removal of Victor's last lung from his body, he asked her out and she said yes. John Henry Irons, aka Steel, was a former employee of LexCorp who was on duty as a construction worker during the night of the Atlantean invasion. We saw that he was saved by Superman, and as a way of honoring the Man of Steel, he became the famous hero known as Steel. Steve Trevor was a government official and the lover of Wonder Woman. During the other Justice League animated movies, he was seen to be a young man who was not very well recognized. But in the Throne of Atlantis, his confidence and leading capabilities were shown, and also grew a thick beard which made him look even more tougher. Tom Curry was the lightkeeper in Mercy Reef, the lover of Queen Atlanta, and the father of Aquaman. Since Atlanta was royalty and was not supposed to have kids out of wedlock, she left Arthur to be raised by Tom, and he was supposed to keep his identity secret until he was of required age. Jimmy Olsen was a photographer at the Daily Planet alongside Clark and Lois. And finally Sam Lane, who was an army general and the father of Lois and Lucy Lane. We saw him with his huge army confronting the Ocean Master and his invasion force, ordering them to stand down and return to the ocean. He was also the one who sent the Ocean Master to Belle Reve after his defeat.